Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back with Suchwena Tech. We're continuing with the legendary referee, Mr. Victor Hlungwani. I mean, for me, he was one of the best referees in South African football. I watch a lot of matches that he saw. Maybe we remember him when he against Pirates, MTN 8 final. He refereed a lot of finals. I want to ask him the other questions. Mark Haskins has talked about his career, but we've seen a lot of things about refereeing in South African football where referees, they will fail a fitness test, then they will be retest a week later, then they're passing. So those kind of things, but there have been a lot of scandalous things also about the 2010 World Cup where Bafana played friendly matches. They were beating Denmark. They were beating European teams in FNB Stadium. It looked like Bafana were going to win a World Cup. It was like beautiful. But after the World Cup, we hear so many stories that they were referring. I want to start there, Mr. Hlungwani. There were so many incidences, reports. It's a fact. I'm not trying to be controversial. People say but what happened there? Were really matches fixed ahead of the 2010 World Cup?
Yeah, Nadim, refereeing is factual. There's no, hey, bamufile, if I won a tool. Right, but let me tell you what happened during the FIFA World Cup 2010. I was the fourth official in a match between Bafana and Colombia. In that match was investigated as much as all other matches. When we played,
and Bafana won that game, right?
They won that game, and this thing came out.
Beat Colombia.
This thing came out when Bafana played Guatemala in Polokwane, where a penalty was awarded 2 meters outside the penalty area. Then Safa realized something is wrong here because they were not aware. There's a guy called Perumal who was in charge of referees that time in South Africa, or who was in charge of appointing, or not appointing, but let's say, I will say he was in charge of international referees during the World Cup. Or
overseeing referee in the appointment in those kind of friendlies.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, I happen to be part of the referees appointed. Now, when the FIFA guys came in to investigate, I was called. And then what they asked me was, who was from the federation? Who was with you from the federation? I said, it was me. They said, no, you were a referee. Who was with you from the federation? I said, no, there was no one. And they said, who was with you? I said, no, there was a gentleman, I don't know him. Then they opened those pages with the pictures. And then when they said, this one, no, then they pointed, this one, I said, yes. When they say Perumal, I'm like, hey man, I'm hearing more about Perumal in the media. That is a betting syndicate. What's happening here? And then they said, no, okay, Victor, tell us what happened. So
the guy that was
with the
selecting referees was also a betting syndicate?
No, Perumal was the one looking after us.
Oh, okay.
And by FIFA regulations, someone from our federation should be looking after us. So there was no one from the federation. He was the only one. Now, he asked me, how was pre-match meeting? Day before the match, there's a meeting between the two teams. The colors are shown there. I said, no, pre-match meeting was good. He said, no, attendance at the stadium, very good. He said, oh, okay. They said I must give you $350 as part of my payment. In my life, I never got...
They wanted to give you $350?
No, the payment for referees is given before the start of the match.
Okay.
So they said, no, I must be given $350. So they gave me as part of my payment. And in my life, getting $350...
Which is almost 10,000 rand. Like how much?
I was so happy.
Yeah.
Only to find one rupee. It was supposed to be 750.
Oh, okay.
Yes, as per CAF regulations.
Okay.
Now, after that, they said, no, I want to see the referee aside. So he saw the referee aside, they met, and then they talk. And then come the day of the match, penalty for Bafana. Teko Modise stood up,
scored.
Saved.
Oh, it was saved.
Retake,
yeah.
Then it was scored after retake. Another penalty for Colombia, they scored. Another penalty for Bafana, Katlahopela scored. I did not know anything by that time. Then that's how I narrated the story to And then they were like, oh, okay, penalty scored, penalties not scored. Okay, 3 penalties, yeah. And then it went on, the investigation was completed. Then another investigation on the same match came back. I must go to Santel to meet a FIFA investigators. Then, by that time, I had already watched the penalty retake that it was not supposed to be a retake because one leg was on the line. It was only one leg that was
within
out. It was within the law. Yeah. I'm like, no, man. So when I came to the second one, I could say it with confidence that no. There was no law broken. That penalty was not supposed to be retaken. It was a good one. And then later I realized that when I asked the people who are betting to say, hey, you can bet that there will be 3 penalties in the match. So maybe the discussion from these 2 guys were like, hey, because they discussed, give 3 penalties.
So who paid who there?
Perumal was the one paying us.
So the money from bribery, obviously.
Not bribery, because that was a match fee.
So, but the retake, where was it coming from? Because it was not, when Teko scored that penalty, it was retaken. Who gave the referee orders? Why did the referee do that?
Remember I said, I got 350 as part of my payment.
Yes.
And then the question was, I want to see the referee aside. So, Perumal met with the referee aside.
And gave him more money.
I don't know. But they met aside.
No, but there was like serious match-fixing scandal. You remember?
No, they met and discussed aside.
But there was match-fixing there.
I don't know, but let me tell you.
It was reported that was match-fixing.
Yeah, the only match that I saw that, hey, here, something is wrong here, is the Gautamala Bafana match.
Okay.
Where a penalty was given 2 meters outside the penalty area. Even a small child will tell you, or even my child was telling me, oh, Papa, the penalty must happen inside the penalty area.
So who
why
influenced that? Why the referee did that?
Remember.
Or the referee thought it was a penalty.
Remember, Peruma, not thought. 2 meters outside the penalty area, there's no penalty like that.
Of course.
But now Perumal was in charge. So when Perumal was in charge, it looks like he told those referees, hey, there must be a penalty. And if the penalty is not coming, he manufactured.
We're losing something.
So that was manufacturing. That's where Safa realized that no, man, something is wrong here. Then they removed him.
But was he suspended? Who was suspended? What happened after that?
Because
there was a lot of drama with the Bafana franchise ahead of the World Cup.
Remember now it was FIFA investigating. Then after that, then FIFA came with the sanctions. The CEO was suspended. Yes.
But Tibo was part of it or was not?
He was, remember by that time he was the CEO.
Yes, but he's not a referee?
But he's the CEO.
So you mean the association was involved in buying referees?
No.
Tibo was the CEO of SAFA, right?
Yes.
Kestin Matnamatandana
was the president, yes. Yeah.
So Tibo gets suspended for what?
When referees were under Perumal, why did he allow referees to be under Perumal instead of a SAFA official?
So it was an oversight.
There was an oversight.
Just like Isma Hashula in the Free State Asbestos coal mine, where he was a premier, then there was tenders, Edwin Saudi.
Let's say just like Isma Hashula suspending the president. How do you suspend your leader?
No, but that was nonsense. You can't suspend the president. I'm just saying, I remember he's in court in Free State for oversight.
That's where the problem is.
So Tibo was for oversight, not corruption.
Even the president, because it happened under their nose, whereby someone, Perumal, was in charge of referees instead of a SAFA official.
So they were suspended for oversight, not for corruption.
Not for corruption.
Not for influencing the referees.
No. They had nothing to deal with that. Just that this Perumal took advantage.
Why did they allow it to be under him when it was not under SAFA?
That oversight that you are saying, when you are...
But is it a norm where a CEO of an organization can allow an individual to be not under the organization?
No, remember refereeing.
Meaning like referees, PSL referees can be under me, not under the league or SAF.
It's like having referees and then allowing somebody outside the federation to be opening a refereeing academy. Who do those referees report to? They report to the principal of the academy. Now, the principal of the academy tells them, "Jisang o gotamalo be penat then naki bechi lekwa." So it was wrong because referees must belong to the federation. That's why it's important for us to teach. Let me use this opportunity to teach now to say, we have football academies all over the country. You cannot have an academy for referees. It's against the FIFA rules, because you will tell those referees to register the club. Who do they account to? They must belong to the federation. So in this case, those referees were now belonging to an individual who was in charge. So that individual who is in charge, he pays them, he pays accommodation. That was wrong in terms of the FIFA regulations.
Yeah, seemingly it was wrong.
That's why Leslie Dribble was like, how did you allow this? And Leslie relied on who? The referees department for guidance.
But when according to you was innocent.
He was innocent, Shem. He did not know. Leslie was just a lawyer who did not know. Now I only find out later that no. Referees belong or should be managed
by the association.
If I fly now to Ghana, I must be received by somebody from the federation. This time, this guy from Kenya, they were received by Perumal. Can you see that oversight? That's where the problem was. And Leslie was not aware.
There was also another oversight. Remember that Ghanaian referee where Bafana played Polokwane in Senegal against Senegal.
Yeah.
What happened there? Because the match Bafana ended up not qualifying. It was replayed because they say that the Ghanaian referee, there was money involved there.
There we can only speculate. The match was replayed. We can only speculate. It's not like this one where I was in.
But to be replayed.
And it's against the FIFA rules because referee decision is final, remember?
Yeah, but that one was replayed.
They were citing that they were betting syndicates involved. So that's why they replayed. But I think FIFA shot themselves in the foot because if there's something involved, then you replay. That's why now they will never offer any replay. Yeah, because referee decision is final.
According to the FIFA rules.
And you can go to any court. You will never win. You see now ABC Mozambique, there's court, not against the referee's decision.
So how many years did you ref in the PSL?
23 years. I started 1999 we call it the national panel.
So there was a time where there was referees in the PSL being suspended for refereeing. I'm sure you were still refereeing. I think it's mid-2000 or something.
No, referees are suspended every year.
So,
do
we have stories in South Africa where referees get arrested for corruption? Because it always feels like there have been controversial decisions where referees, some of them have been stopped. So were you ever part of those panel where you were investigated or could have been maybe asked to influence certain matches in the PSL?
You know, in 2006, I don't know where you were. I was in court in Captain Park after I was approached. And there was conviction of a club official. And then that's it. So
you were in court, you were arrested.
A witness. No, I was a witness.
Oh, you're not arrested.
Because I was approached. So when approached, I was not a referee, I was fourth official. The case went to court. So when the case goes to court, I had to testify. So I testified, and then there was conviction.
But do PSL teams, if they ever approach you, it's okay. I know you've refereed a lot of finals.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of PSL matches.
Yeah.
But have you ever said, okay, the winner is 8 million or 7 million. Just look away. You can get something or 500,000.
No, I can't say no. I have not been approached. Meanwhile, I was in court. You see.
So many times you've been approached.
Yeah.
To influence. Which team approached you? How's it? You are approached by a PSL team, right?
Yeah.
Which team approached you?
No, it depends on the approach. Because they won't come and say, yes, man. Yeah, they will come and say, rati man. Rata man. Man, why tsamaya? So it's an approach, but we'll go and report and say I was approached. Especially the relegation teams. Yeah. Why was no man, I was still man. I koran bafowethu nizosinda hayi mina ngeke ngikora nikori musi.
But have you ever seen an incident where you feel like not from you?
Yeah.
But with other referees where you see so dodgy this decision? I'm talking about local football.
Remember 2005 Operation Dribble. if you were not there or you did not hear why Operation Dribble came in, I've seen a match where a referee says goal, assistant referee say no goal by keeping it in. I know Owen Dagama was the coach for this Silver Stars. And then another goal came in. Assistant referee say goal, referee say no goal. The other one, referee say goal, assistant referee say no goal. It was a circus. And that's when Operation Dribble now came in to say, now we need to investigate this. And you know what happened in Operation Dribble. Some referees were arrested. I don't know whether there was conviction by then, but some referees were arrested. And when I was still young by then, fortunately I went through all the transition. And when they say, hey, 7 referees are arrested and more are still to come, you're like, yo, I wonder who's more, who else is coming.
So which team approach you more?
I will stop them, Pale. I will tell them, go and
but
stop
which
goals.
one was coming like, hey, ngathi usivalela ngaphandle? No, province, or just say a city. Just say Dobson Villa.
Let me say the teams that are vulnerable is relegation teams. So teams that is on relegation are the ones who will try their level best to say, please, man, we want to avoid relegation. So you can't mention teams because it's out of desperation. It's not like they want
even Tidiela's issue when he fought you.
You see.
I mean, I think it was desperation.
You see.
They were not fighting to win the league.
You see. Yeah. I don't know, you from Guyana, I'm from what you call. So what? When you say you're from Guyana, I'm from what you call, you can see, you know.
A 7 son.
You were born. So those are the kinds of approach that you won't say it's an approach and go and report or no. Why do you say I'm from Guyana, you're from what you call? You see.
No, it's a straightforward approach. What do you mean?
No, I mean...
The referee is refereeing... When you ref, they are a PSL professional referee. You are not from an area. So
you see.
So what does it mean?
So now when you say we're from Guyana, what does it mean? Yeah. But that does not say he came to me and say, I will offer you this if you can make me win. But now that he lost that match, such statements came out. Maybe there was expectation. It did not materialize.
So, but there was a huge incident last year where Pirates beat Stellenbosch. I think you saved the country then, because for me, it looks like the referee or the officials makes mistakes twice. I think you saved the country because you made other teams' fans, when you say Moloisa, also moved.
Oh, yeah.
7 sides.
Yeah.
Moved 7 steps. You also didn't say Mfokeng did the right thing by moving the ball 3 yards. Obviously, it was supposed to be a retake.
Yes.
So, do fans genuinely understand that players make mistakes and referees make mistakes?
And they are beginning to understand, because never expect a referee not to make a mistake. Then you are not human. Never expect a human not to make a mistake. You need to be realistic here. Referees make mistakes, players make mistakes. I remember one guy said, no, these referees are costing the coach's job. I'll give you an example. Peterson made a mistake against Sundowns, right, on the weekend. On Wednesday, the same Peterson was in the starting lineup. So what are you saying? Put by the same coach that you are saying we're costing him the job. So we all make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, as analysts, we now have to check that, and then we put the law. And our people, what I like about our people, they now understand the law. Previously, people will now be, casting aspersion.
Yeah.
Instead of putting facts. The loss of the game are cases on points of facts connected with the loss of the game, not on points of facts connected with your emotions.
But another thing that also, you former referees are not doing justice to yourself. Your reputation, I think it needs to be good. Yeah, because the minute we hear referees, even if you are charged for corruption in court with your wife, it doesn't send a message that when you are refereeing, you are an honest person.
You are judged on what we see on the field of play, not on what we will, assume. You need to judge a referee based on what you see on the field of play, and then it ends there.
So, but what's your take on those kind of incidents where you're in Metro FM or you're analyzing, where they say, okay, you'll be not emotional like a fan.
Yeah.
Because if you're a Paris fan or a Chiefs fan or any other fan that you feel you want the decision for Mr. Hlungwani or whoever to say this decision went correct. I see a lot of, how do you take that? Because I think you apply the law, obvious.
Exactly.
In reference.
Yeah.
But they feel like sometimes you support certain teams, you are biased. I mean, I've heard a lot of things where people feel like you are biased, you misinterpreted wrong.
Nadim, FIFA laws of the game are very clear. They said accept defeat with dignity. Don't blame the referee or anyone else for your loss. Some people, when they lose, they will now be looking for excuses, the goalpost, the grass, the referee, but they forgot about the chances they got in the field of play. So with me, I stick to the law. If an incident happened, I'm guided by the law. What does the law say? For example, remember Shalos against Kukune, Mango pushed the goalkeeper. Flag did not come out, goal was scored. What does the law say? The law says when the goalkeeper has the ball, he cannot be challenged. So therefore, incorrect decision to allow a goal.
And that one, it looks like a straight away corruption. Because honestly speaking, other incidents, there could be mistakes.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Even if but the referee doesn't ever tell you. I always say that the referee, that up until we VAR.
Yeah.
But what's your take on that incident?
I can't say corruption. Let's leave corruption aside because we're not sure whether they got paid or not. But we can say it's lack of knowledge or misinterpretation of the law. Yeah, I think we can put
when
it that
one
way.
go push a player and then enter
the goalkeeper,
yes,
and then the goal entered the net, and then you say goal, and the law is clear. The goalkeeper cannot be challenged. It's clear. So if you misinterpret that, then it says a lot about you in terms of the laws. I was not surprised when the SAFA suspended them for 16 weeks.
16 weeks?
Yes, which was 4 months.
It means SAFA was sending a message that
exactly
that they could
that we cannot this
maybe
performance.
I think they were suspecting also bribery.
No. They just send a strong message that this performance cannot be accepted at this level.
So, but do PSL teams now, where you are part of the senior structure of your sort of referees and how thing, but do you get reports where people trying to bribe your referees and all those kind of things?
In the PSL, no. In the PSL, kumnandi ngoba bhatalwa kahle.
So they
but
don't,
in the lower
they don't
division,
take money.
If you take in the PSL, then uzoba sewuhlanya because bakunika stipend, bakunika nemali.
So Chiefs is playing Pirates in the final.
Yeah.
Whoever wins,
get
8 million. And the referee?
6.5.
You mean even 50,000 cannot convince you to look away?
If you want to go out of this country, because uzohamba kuphi Chiefs and Pirates.
But you can say you didn't see it properly, all those kind of things.
Your integrity as well must come into place to say, I'm here to service the game. I need to give the game the honest decision. Irrespective of the little that I get, let me give the game what it deserves.
So referees don't take money at all. They don't bribe. There's no bribe in the PSL. Operation Dribble is gone. No one is being bribed now.
I can't say no one is being bribed, but I can say from what we see now is that after Operation Dribble, the performance and all those dubious decisions have been reduced a lot. So what we see now is mistakes.
When is VAR coming?
We're waiting. Tender was out. It ended there.
So do you think it's coming though?
We want VAR, but SAFA and the league have not pronounced. Only government is pronouncing that we want to assist. So now that assistance is between SAFA and government.
So in your understanding, obviously we need VAR. Because the refereeing of South African football, I don't think it's obvious all over the world. There's a reason why VAR is there, because to assist where maybe there could be mistakes. But do you think it's ever going to come in the next 2 years or 3 years? Realistically, in your analysis, I know you've got information.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just asking, I'm asking someone who's in the senior structure of refereeing in South African football. Do you think it's going to come?
Let me start with how VAR came into football. Remember 2010, France came to South Africa via a Thierry Henry handball.
Okay.
What's Cooper?
Against Ireland, yes.
Against Ireland.
Yeah.
And FIFA has been saying, no, VAR, no, we don't want. But after that game, Ireland took them to court and it went over and over. Then FIFA realized that, hey, we need to help our referees. We need to introduce technology. And it came in, I think, 2017, 2018 into football. Now, with the...
Remember, Blatter didn't want it.
Exactly.
And Platini didn't want it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they were eventually charged for corruption also after. It's understandable why they didn't want it.
Hey, we're rather corruption.
Yeah, it's understandable why they didn't want it.
Yeah. So now at the current state, if you ask within 2 years, there's a push. I was sitting with Dr. Denny Jordan the other day. He asked me, he said, Victor, why don't you use the TV screen to go and view? I said, President, FIFA does not allow us to go to the screen. There's VAR protocol.
So the SAFA president doesn't know that is not allowed.
He asked me that, hey, but remember, it's not a referee. It's not a referee.
So he doesn't know. As a SAFA president,
there's different qualities. There's coaching, refereeing, administration. He oversees. But when it comes to refereeing matters, it needs someone who has been there.
So he doesn't know.
So we have to advise him to say, hey, President, there's these protocols. Yeah. So, but what I can say, he loved. You can see the intention is in support of VAR.
Or Denny Jordan wants
VAR, yes.
PSL wants VAR.
Exactly.
Minister of Sports wants
VAR, yeah.
So why is not coming?
If you can get both three, or SAFA and PSL together, or both of them, the three together, then we can get an answer. And you guys are in a better position to ask them. With us, we are implementers.
But do you think it's gonna come though?
Definitely it has to come.
When?
The sooner it comes, the better. Because if you look at the mistakes that referees had.
No, but if you say the sooner, obvious, I know that the sooner the better. But when, in your estimation, when do you think it will come?
Money, I need some money. If money can come, they will be able to buy the material and start with the training. Because I know the referees department is ready. But then they just need the money to come in and say, start. Then they start. Referees department is ready. We're just waiting. Even us.
But the Gaten Mackenzie said it's going to come by April, which April is past. So it means money was not a problem.
I don't know who's advising the minister, because if you say April, when will training be? Because you need 6 weeks full-time training for referees. So if we can be lucky now, they sort their money issues. Remember, December, we're having AFCON. And there's more weeks where you can train referees. If they can capitalize on that, it will work for the country. And I must repeat this. If they can sort out the money issues, December, there's AFCON, the league will be closed. And when the league is closed, it will give them that 5-6 weeks to can train referees properly, not microwave like what they did in England. In England, they microwave it. That's why the teams are complaining. So proper training, like the CAF referees that were in the AFCON, you could see they were properly trained. And we can be in a better space.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hlungwani. I hope referees come. I mean, we need it in South Africa because we can't complain about the same thing. Sometimes we just need to see teams winning fairly or losing fairly. But without VAR, we'll always blame referees unnecessarily, so because we all make mistakes.
As you quote from the FIFA fair play principle, winning is without value if victory is achieved unfairly or dishonestly.
And to assist that, VAR is very critical.
It's critical in terms of having the deserving winner going into the next round.
Yeah, lastly, you've never taken any money from any team?
They tried, but I did not take.
Hey, yeah, ne?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hlungwani. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. This is Switch On Network. We're with the legendary Victor Hlungwani. I mean, one of the best of the best. Was the best referee, now is the best refereeing analyst. I don't think there's anyone who come close to him on Soccer Zone Metro FM. He's just simply the best. Thank you so much, Mr. Hlungwani, for joining us. Guys, please continue. Like, share, subscribe, switch on network. We've realized that most of our listeners or people who view the show are not subscribed. It will help us to grow if you just subscribe so that more people can know about the content we're doing. Thank you so much.